I've never personally experienced any tension with Trinidad. It's just that I think that if there is tension that people feel, it's due to the fact that we feel excluded. Tobago tends to be excluded out of a lot of things, whether it pertains to decisions made in the country, sports, the energy sector, education, those type of things. I feel like we don't really get much of a say in it. I mean, yes, we're a smaller mass, but take a look at just the parliament. I mean, out of the dozens of seats that they have, we have 2.
There's act like Tobago is just this big waste part of the country. Like, you're just taking up so much of our budget and not giving back nothing. You know what I mean?
I have heard the stereotype that like Obia is a part of our daily reality. Like, have any of you all actually done Obia before?
Done Obia now?
No.
I've never done Obia.
Like, what are they talking about? It's not part of my daily reality. So, like, it's just as foreign to me as you.
You don't have roads in Tobago?
Yes!
Wi-Fi?
When I was in Jamaica, I used to be asked if we have hospitals in Tobago. I used to be asked if we have roads. How do people get from Trinidad to Tobago? People actually used to just say Trinidad. They wouldn't say the word Tobago. I used to remind people of the word Tobago so much, whether you were a student, a lecturer. I did it to the Vice Chancellor once, to the point where people only knew me as Tobago. They didn't know my name. They just know that I was the person that would interrupt you if you said Trinidad alone, and I'd be like, and Tobago. You get me? So yeah.
There's also the stereotype that all Tobago, well, I don't have to say people, all Tobago females are ugly. Because like many times a guy would approach me and he'll be like, nah, you could never be from Tobago, nah, Tobago and have no girls. I'm like, huh? And the thing is, like, a lot of other Tobago girls I would have spoken to have said that people tell them the same thing. So if a lot of females are saying that people are telling them that, then something has to be amiss.
And I think that has to do with the fact that as a nation we tend to, what's the word I'm looking for? We tend to only see beauty in red girls or in Douglas girls. And Tobago, yes, I mean, we have red girls and we have Douglas girls, but it's not something that we tend to have. We have a lot of Afrocentric women, whereas Trinidad, because of the fact that they have such a breeding pot and such a melting pot of the different cultures, you would see that a lot of mixed girls would come into play. And that's probably why they think that Tobago girls would be, you know. We have slight colorism issues. It's not as prominent as, say, like the States, where it's like whites versus black. But yeah, there definitely is a little bit of a Indian versus Afro kind of tension.
And even within like the African community, it's like light skin versus
black skin, which is a thing.
Or like, you know, she feel because she red, or she feel because she light, you know, she nice. Like, where did she say that she felt she was nice? I hate when people like compliment a black girl by saying, like, you know, you're nice for a darkie. Like, I don't see it as a compliment. Like, I'm nice like, for a Tobagonian.
I remember there was a quote, I don't remember where I saw it. It was somewhere in a wall on Tobago, and it said if all the red girls in Tobago were black, they wouldn't be half as nice. It was an actual thing that was like graffiti.
Wall in our high school.
Yes, actually.
Right, that's what it was.
Yeah. Just like everything is set up in Trinidad. Like, I know so many Trinidadians that haven't been to Tobago or have only come once or twice, but you'll never find a Tobago, or almost never find a Tobagonian that has not been to Trinidad. Like,
because we have to go, we have to.
You know what ticked me off though? When I was applying to go to UE, right? Like, there's a UE office here in Tobago, and I thought, you know, I'd be able to hand in my application then. Nope. We had to go all the way to Trinidad to hand this in, and I had nowhere to stay in Trinidad, well, nowhere in North. And I didn't know about traveling in Trinidad.
And the boat isn't making anything better because a lot of businesses now over here are struggling because they can't get to bring up their goods. I personally am not that affected by the ferry because I don't travel on the boat, but I know that the businesses which I would depend on are affected by the ferry, so I'm indirectly affected. You know, but
I think that what needs to happen is it's the same situation that happened with the telecommunications industry. They need to have competition in order for them to actually get straight. If another ferry service came to Trinidad and Tobago and decided they wanted to do it, you would see an impact, and I think that's something that we need. We need competition in order for them to realize, like, hey, you can't just take advantage of people like that. You know?
So like, I think just living in Tobago is slightly more expensive.
Well, things have to come from Trinidad first, so then that will always be an extra charge. The price will always go up, whether it's by a little bit. Because a lot of people, I don't know if people still do this, but I remember growing up, your neighbors and stuff, when they're shopping for Christmas to buy curtains and stuff, you have to go down to Trinidad.
When you're shopping for school, you have to go to Trinidad. Even if you have to go all the way deep south, like, you have to go to Trinidad for your school supplies.
Oh, and then Price Mart also.
Yeah, you have Price Mart and, you know, Pennywise and these things. You know.
But then again, people are always like, oh, if you bring that here, it'll ruin Tobago businesses. So
Yeah.
it has its counter arguments.
Yeah, everything has a counter argument.
That's a small businesses in Tobago. What ticked me off is that up to now I never paid $2 for a classic cola.
Oh, the label.
Yeah.
Sandals is a really powerful regional and international company, and I personally wouldn't be opposed to them coming. Yeah, I mean, it might take away from the businesses that are here, but at the same time, because of the clientele that they have, they might bring a lot of tourists here who might then think, oh hey, instead of just staying at Sandals, I might spend a couple days at Sandals, go somewhere else, or they might decide to come back again. You know, like it raises the profile of Tobago in the sense that more people will know about it.
And just having sandals in in Tobago, sorry, it will like raise tourism right here in Tobago.
Yeah.
Like I'm not opposed to sandals, however, I don't think they should put it in no man's land.
Oh, I've heard that.
Yeah, that's
Like you could have canopy, we don't use it. What I have noticed as well is, well, it might not even look like sexism to people here, but it is a kind of sexism, like where they have households set up so that, you know, there's a role for the mother is this way, the father is this kind of way, like the guy has to be masculine, the girl has to be this one, to be this kind of way. Like, you know how like my mom would sit down with my sister and teach her how to cook, while like my brother and I will be like, I don't know, doing yard work outside with my dad.
Yard work.
I mean, we don't have much of a yard anymore. But you know what I mean, like it has the same kind of roles. Like the woman is more submissive and the man would just generally be dominant. So it's kind of like it isn't seen as sexism, but it is kind of, you know, if you just came into this kind of culture. Yeah.
The older folks act as though the young people are somewhat more sexually active than they were at a certain age. I mean, I think social media and, you know, cell phones with cameras and these things kind of bring it out to the forefront, but a lot of people from like my parents' time and stuff would have had many kids at a certain age. So I don't think that, you know, sexual promiscuity is a new thing as they make it out to be.
Like my grandfather has like 15 kids.
Yeah,
God
like
bless his
they
heart.
tend to have a lot of kids. Like, you know, why are you acting as though it's like a young people thing?
But no, for real. Like, I think what the issue is for me with the whole promiscuity thing is that there are a lot more STIs and STDs that would be available to you if you were to not use the proper protection. And I think that's one of the major key points that I think that older people probably have a block towards it, but they just don't know what it is. Like, they know that there's something wrong and that we shouldn't be having as much sex, but they just don't necessarily understand the reason why. So I think that's what it is.
Yeah, like I'm not promoting sexual promiscuity in any way,
No.
but I just know it's a hypocrisy
Live
when
your
the
life.
older generation
Live your life. Live your
talk
life.
about the younger ones.
Yeah.
Go live your life.
I mean, we have
Go live your
more
life.
contraceptives.
Find out what your preferences are. Go out there.
But that's
explore.
not how Tobagonians are. Tobagonians not like that.
I know that they're not, but I'm saying you should be, because you have a lot of cases where there are people who feel kind of sheltered, like, in the sense that they don't feel like they know what they like or what they prefer or what they want in a life, and I think that could, in the end, in the long run, actually kind of deteriorate their mental health or their family values. Eastern Tobago needs a bit more of a helping hand, in the sense that we're focusing a lot on developing Western Tobago and we're kind of forgetting Eastern Tobago. You see there's a benefit towards it in the sense that because of that, they're very untouched. You know, they have very pure beaches, everything isn't really man-made. But at the same time, if it is that you have, say, for example, an incident and you need to get them to a major hospital, they have to come all the way down to Signal Hill. Or if it is that, say, for example, you need to have, say, just a business area, you would see that most of the businesses would be in Scarborough or in Crown Point, and you wouldn't really have a lot of business-oriented things happening up on that side of the island.
Usually if a child says that they're not interested in medicine, law, or probably engineering, or it's like, how dare you? Do you want to bring shame to the family? You know? So I think people need to be more accepting of the arts.
Yeah, they don't see it as like a legit
thing.
Like a legit
It's
career
not
path.
worthy enough.
Yeah, they'll be like, okay, so you're doing that, what's your backup plan? Are you sure this is what you want to do with your life?